The TaylorMade Stealth Plus driver, £499. The Callaway Rogue ST Max driver, £429. The Titleist TSR driver, £529. What if I told you you could get a full set of irons for cheaper than all these drivers? I'd say let's do it, and let's do it now. Hi everyone, my name's James Robinson and welcome to this YouTube channel. Guys, in today's video I have a full set of irons which are going to cost you less than one of today's premium drivers. I'm going to take these irons out here on the course here at Woolly Park and we're going to see exactly what we can score with them. Guys, these irons have premium shafts, premium grips and are jam-packed full of technology for less than £400, which is actually quite remarkable. But how well do they perform? Because there's a difference between good value and cheap. That'll do. Well, I am of course talking, guys, about the Benross Delta X irons. You see, not long ago I reviewed the Benross Delta X driver and actually really enjoyed it. It didn't quite perform to the standard of a TaylorMade driver, a Ping driver, a Titleist driver, a Callaway driver, but for the price it really wasn't far off. And it had me thinking, how good must the irons be for £369? Well, they're jam-packed full of technology, they have KBS shafts, they have lambkin grips, and they look fairly forgiving. What more could you want? So guys, we're going to play the opening holes here at Woolly Park Golf. We're going to see what we can score. Guys, get in the comments below. Are we going to break par? Are we going to miserably fail and shoot over par? Or are we going to just kind of plod around and make a few pars? Guys, I have 5-iron to sand wedge in these irons. They look fairly forgiving. They look a little bit chunky, but does that suit your game? Would it suit my game? And could you potentially see yourself putting these in the bag? Let me know. Well, as far as first tee shots go, that is centre stripe in the middle of the fairway. Can we now attack these flags with the Delta X CB? How far do we have into this green? 136 playing 129, pitching wedge of anyone's money. And you see, guys, what I like about these clubs is the element of forgiveness they look to offer. They have a lovely wide sole, they have a nice long blade length, and they have that Delta X CB face technology, which I'm going to get into in just a few moments time. We're into the wind actually. That has gone so high, by the way. Very high. Is it there? No, it's come up just short, guys. We're going to test these wedges around the greens. That hasn't gone as far as I thought it might do. I will get that divot, however. Greater. You see, the big thing for me here is, do they perform as well as Titleist irons, Ping irons, Callaway irons or Mizuno irons, or do they have to perform that well for this price? Could they just perform to their own level and you get used to that level of performance? Let me know in the comments. Well, in fairness, that's not done too bad. It is just short of the green, as you can see there. Would I have hit the green there with a more premium set of irons? Maybe. Should I have clubbed up because of the wind? Definitely. So usually, guys, you would put this all day long, but I want to test these Benross irons and see just how good they feel. I'm going to send a little bump and run 9-iron in. Do they feel nice and soft? Do they feel like they could perform or enough for you as well? You know what, guys, looking down at these irons, they actually look really nice. Bit of bag clatter already. That could go in. Oh, that felt lovely and it checked up an absolute dream. One thing I would be a bit disappointed with is they are starting to just mark up ever so slightly, as you can hopefully see there. I have had these irons a while, but they have just kind of been sat in a golf bag, so slightly disappointed that that has happened. But again, for the price, would that really bother you too much? You know where the comment section is. All day. Back of the hole. Lovely part to start the day with the cheap clubs. So interestingly, after rolling that putt in, I almost feel bad because even the putter in my bag costs more than these full set of irons. I don't want to harp on too much about the price of these clubs, but it's kind of a unique selling point, isn't it? They're very cheap and seem to be very good. Now, one of the huge talking points about these clubs as well isn't just the price. I'm not going to mention the price anymore, they're pretty cheap. But they are available to order in your personal specs, guys, in your fitted specs. So you can change the shaft if you want, you can change the grip if you want, the lie angle, all of the above. for the same price, which I think is quite remarkable. And we're going to talk tech in just a second, but this is into the wind. I've got the 5-iron. How versatile are they? Yes, they're forgiving, but can I play a nice low one down there? Yes, I can. That was very heely as well, and it still come out, felt pretty good. Every shot I have hit so far with these irons, I've mentioned the feel of them. Now that's down to the heat treating process that they've gone through to also make them a little bit more forgiving, a little bit nicer feel, and just perform that little bit better. They've taken them right to the edge of where the CT is allowed. So they're almost illegal, but they're not. So fear not. So that is another fairway hit, even if it is only just. And Benross do claim that these irons are designed to look a little bit crisper, a little bit cleaner with that tidied up top line and a little bit less offset. So just because you are wanting a more budget set of golf clubs doesn't necessarily mean you are a beginner, doesn't necessarily mean you want something big and ugly. I think you've done a pretty good job. I don't know why I've got the 9-iron out, that needs to go back because we're quite a long way. I'm going to go 6-iron, we're about 180 yards. We are into the wind though, which is making this performance even more impressive. Can we draw it into that back left flag? Oh, that was a little bit heavy again. It's going to be... Right, got to the top of the bank and then rolled back down. We're left with quite an awkward chip now. Let's get this sand wedge on it and see if we can get a little bit of check. This is the first real club I've looked at that looks a little bit maybe too oversized for me, too big. But then I suppose it has got the element of forgiveness to it. Go on. Oh, it just landed my foot too far. And yet again, a club review comes down to the putter to rescue the score. How often do we end up saying that? Roller in. Must break. Oh, that's unfortunate. Guys, that's a bogey, that's a 5. Quite a tough hole into the wind. 5-iron off the tee, but that is 1 over par. Can we rescue something on the next par 3? Last time we reviewed irons on the par 3, it was a hole in 1. So don't go anywhere. Right, a couple of good tee shots so far, but failing to capitalise and actually hit the green. This is one of my favourite holes on the golf course, and it's a tough flag location as well on this par 3. Can we capitalise and try and make a birdie and get back to level? 140 yards. Can we go 9-iron? I'm going to go 8 because they don't seem to have been travelling as maybe an expensive set of irons would. Sit. Be good. Well, it looks to have clung on, but I don't think we've beaten the ladies nearest the pin for the open day, so that is a crying shame in itself. And you see, this has kind of summed up these irons for me. I've struck it okay, it's gone near the flag, but it's just not stopped anywhere close. I think with a more premium set of irons, with more controllable irons, that has to stop closer to that flag for your birdie putt. But then for an extra £1,000, are you that bothered? You've still hit the green and still have the birdie putt we speak of. Let's see. Oh, you've not hit it, James, you had the line. Guys, that is 1 over par using the Benross Delta X irons for cheaper than a TaylorMade driver, a Ping driver, a Callaway driver, a Mizuno driver, all of the above. If you've enjoyed that, guys, thank you so much for watching. Smash that subscribe button and I'll see you all at the same time tomorrow. Bye.